On the last episode of Dice Funk.
It seems like it makes the most sense for Joan and Ziggy to stay behind.
Okay, I trust Ziggs. I can talk to him now, and we have like a whole deal thing going, and we're friends. So I trust Ziggs.
Joan pulls out 2 vials. They are connected, and that when you guys want her to come pick you up, just smash yours, and hers will glow. I'm just the doctor.
Is your brother the one in the armor?
Fox.
The goblin?
Why did your brother steal our ship?
My brother has it in his head that he can stop what's going on with the water if he keeps all the airships here. He's dismantling them, and he's trying to return the materials to whence they came.
Can you tell me about the whole killing me the first time thing? Because I don't really remember it very well.
I'm sure you all know that the Glitter Gold have some sort of operation out in these woods. We came here trying to put a stop to it, and I'm afraid sometimes I just cannot help myself.
Do you have a drow friend that is missing a leg?
Do you guys know Amber?
Everyone will have a chance to touch me.
The mayor would like to see you. He is Lavinia's adopted father, Mayor Moreno, and he is a black-colored birdman. Wait until Kay gets home. He's not even gonna believe this.
Who's Kay?
His husband,
Yes, Kay Dads!
Sheriff Keenan. Everyone just calls him Kay. He is also a Kenku, but a cardinal colored,
Aww.
so red and black.
I'm gonna run right up to this person and make a medicine check.
You see that they have been impaled, and you see what is like a large wooden, almost like a stake, and he whispers, "You gotta help the sheriff.
Where is he?
The trees." And he dies. All right, if the pattern holds for the season so far, we have talkie episode, action episode, talkie episode, action episode. So are you guys all buckled up?
Yep, and that means we're going to have a lot of action today.
I believe that was the other choice.
We'll see.
Do you have other plans, Leon?
No, I mean, I can't, make action happen. I mean, I can, but...
Violet is the one most capable of arbitrarily making action happen.
That's true. Maybe I just will, you know?
I just start kicking kids. I roll to kick kids.
No.
I arbitrarily stab a random Kenku who seems to be important for the plot. No, that's not going to happen. That'd be mean.
You guys ever see that Elf Bowling? It's like that with kids. So where we last left the adventure is the party is in two pretty close groups. So they haven't quite split the party. I guess you could conceivably see each other. But one group is Violet and Lavinia, who are at a party under a great tree. Violet frolicking with the children of the village who are oblivious to any strife. And Lavinia, who is basically petitioning a crowd of angry people who no longer have jewelry that they should chill their jets. That's kind of the low-key situation. The other, perhaps more pressing matter is that Drop and Alias are currently standing over a dead body on the outskirts of the town, which has been impaled with a, arm-sized splinter through the abdomen. So, that's where y'all are.
What am I doing again?
You're frolicking.
I'm frolicking? Okay, good. So long as I don't have anything
I
pressing
seem to
do.
recall you kicking a child and then being
by accident.
You get a free ride.
Yeah, okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure I didn't have anything immediate to do once we start. So, okay, I am frolicking until otherwise I say I am not.
Yeah, we're frolicking because we didn't see shit.
Well, I guess Alias will turn to Drop and just sort of say, I think we're going to need to break up the party, as it were. Or at least get Vinny and probably Violet out of it.
Drop, if it's at all possible, manages to look a little bit more glum than normal.
Shift into maximum over glum.
Yeah. That's it. It's ludicrous glum. Okay. So he's gonna turn to Elias and say, the now dead man said that Vinny's father's in trouble. Shouldn't we tell her?
Well, yes, I was proposed we tell her after we get her extracted from the party.
How do we do that? Light a fire?
Wrong season.
I suppose that would stop the party, but it might draw more attention towards the whole thing.
Bad idea.
Let me see what I can do. And then Elias just sort of turns and sort of moves as swiftly as he can, but not outright runs, to try to not draw too much attention towards himself as he goes to try to find Lavinia within the party.
So like speed walking.
Mm-hmm.
A beat passes, and Drop says, kind of to himself, "Wait, I think I have an idea," and then hoists his bagpipes up.
Oh, this gonna be good.
I start making my way back to the party as well. Tuning the bagpipes, kind of giving them a test.
Getting the bellows working on it.
As soon as I get within earshot, I'm gonna start. I announce that I'm about to play a song, and I like to tell everybody. I'd like to announce everybody. I'd like to call this song "She Drives Me Crazy" by Fine Young Cannibals.
Okay, so I just the entirety of recording history exists in this fantasy world, I guess, is the thing.
Oh
you've
no, it
established
sounds
now.
absolutely nothing like the song "She Drives Me Crazy" by Fine Young Cannibals. It's just, weirdly enough, that's just the name of the song.
It's
a
very
crazy
much coincidence.
coincidence.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah, it's very, very strange. Austin, would you like me to roll performance?
Yeah, I guess. Are you trying to do a good job? I can't tell what your plan is.
Oh god, no. I am not trying to do a good job at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So a high check would be bad.
Alright.
If that's what that's okay.
But, no matter how bad this is, I want to make this as, ridiculously loud and attention-getting a performance as possible. Okay?
Yeah.
5.
A 5. All right. I mean, it's super duper loud. I guess with a bad roll, you accidentally kind of do good. I don't know what your plan is.
He's trying to just draw people's attention away.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say you get about half of the villagers' attention.
A pretty terrible spectacle. And just doing my best to, pretend to not notice that it's awful.
The other half of the villagers are still pretty enraptured with the unicorn. It's a big ass deal that she's here at all.
Yeah.
But also a lot of the villagers who were standoffish at first, who thought that Lavinia was just trying some kind of weird gambit by dressing up a horse, are starting to believe it. Who are being convinced one way or another that it's real and are dropping their kind of grumpy outward display and getting into the festivities.
Right.
So you don't get their attention.
Okay. All right. But some attention.
I'm going to see if I can find Lavinia, which hopefully isn't hard.
No, not at all. She's standing there. There's a couple of grumpy people in front of her. Her dad's standing there trying to defend her. Lavinia keeps insisting that she's going to save everybody with the ship, although it does occur to her that you guys took the small ship, and there are about 100 people in this village.
Oops.
There's some decisions that are going to have to be made at some point, because that ship is made for maybe like a 20 or 30 person crew. And even if you lived in inhumane conditions, you can maybe fit 40, 50 at the max.
Take trips.
You have absolutely no idea what the immigration situation is like
I know.
anywhere else.
I know.
These are thoughts that flash across your mind as this happens.
While she's thinking, Alias is going to inconveniently lean in and say, Vinny, we have a situation.
Yeah.
I need you. I need you to leave the party
Yeah.
and come with me.
What?
Elias then looks over to the mayor and says, actually, can I speak to both of you in private? This is kind of important.
Yeah, okay, let's go.
Elias tries to at least bring the Kenku and the Dryad to somewhere where it's easier for him to sort of explain things discreetly to them.
As you pull them away from the crowd, most of them just kind of look to see what the hell Drop is doing. But you do, Vinny, hear one of them mumble under their breath, "Freak."
Okay.
All right. So once I have them kind of pulled over side, I just simply say directly, Vinny,
Yeah?
It appears that your other father it might be in danger.
What do you mean?
Drop came across a person outside the village who was in trouble. The person mentioned that the sheriff is in trouble, and then spoke of the trees, and that's it.
Which way? Let's fucking go.
At which point in time, I yell at the top of my lungs, "Thank you, everybody. This next one is called Bela Lugosi's Dead by Bauhaus."
I'm sure these references are absolutely killing it with 3 listeners.
At least we can go the same direction that the man came from.
Yeah, come on. Let's go.
I would figure that you'd be more distraught, but...
let's go. Come on. We have to go now before it gets worse. Come on. We have to go save him.
Yeah, which direction, I guess, was the question that's relevant at this point.
Yeah, Elias points in the direction where he and Drop found the person.
The mayor says, the other deputies went with Kay into the forest, so I don't have anybody to send with you guys.
Well, it'd be best if we didn't bring anyone else with us anyway, because that might end up being a bit more... That might cause more of a scene than I suppose you would like at a time like this.
Well, I mean, it's gonna be a scene anyway, because we need Violet.
That's true.
Right.
Frolic. That is what Violet is doing right now.
Have you coordinated a conga line?
Basically, I feel like that's what's going on in my head, anyway.
I love it. The mayor says, all right, I'll coordinate the village. I'll get people away from the body. Or maybe we'll see what we can do. You guys, I trust you, Vinny. Take care of this. And
I'm on it, Dad. Violet!
I'm proud of you. The mayor stalks off with purpose to try to keep a mob from forming around what is happening.
Violet!
Yo.
Come on! Come here! Hey!
Why?
I have a mission for you. Come on.
Well, I do like missions.
Yeah, I know. Come on.
And then she does. And she says, "Everyone wait here. Don't follow me. It is unicorn law." Bye.
Apparently she's also a lawyer now. All right, yeah, so the mayor goes over to the people who are now very confused, and there's a big conversation among them, but now the party's together.
Okay, Violet. My dad's in danger. We're going that way. Let's go now. Come on.
But everyone's celebrating.
No.
This is more important, Violet.
Violet, you're really strong. I need you.
Well, I am. Okay.
I'm very easily swayed.
Vinny's in the lead, just walking as fast as her tiny legs can take her.
I yell, "Thanks, everybody. Tip your waitresses." and then fall in line.
So, I don't want people to be like mean to Drop, but I feel like somebody threw something at the end of that performance.
I'm dexterous. I probably avoided it.
It was a really bad throw. So I don't know that it even came close.
As we get back to where the body is, can I take a moment to try to not necessarily apply tracking, but to apply investigation to see if I can infer what direction or what type of things we could use to try to track where the other deputies might be?
You're angling very hard to apply intelligence and not wisdom to this.
Because I'm trying to deduce something. I'm not trying to see something.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm excited to see what I'll make up. I never know.
20?
Shut son of a bitch. Can you fail a check, please, Skitch? For me?
In a few levels, this might become like a plus 12 bonus, so I don't think so.
Fuck me raw. Okay. You find some specific foliage, like caught in the shoe, like the treads of the shoes or whatever. Do fucking medieval style shoes have those?
Sure. It's caught on something.
Yeah, for some specific foliage, because you've been to this forest before. This is where you came through in the portal, and so that you're like, oh yeah, I know where those grow.
Well, and I also show it to Vinny. Do you remember where this stuff grows?
Yeah. I know where those grows.
Right.
I know oh my god. I know where those grow. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, you know the basic area. It's not like only in one specific grove or anything, but it'll help narrow it down.
Right.
You have a basic direction because of the blood trail. I guess if you guys are going into the forest, you're going deeper in so you came in from the shallow end on the coast, and you only went a little bit into the forest to get to this village, and now you're going deeper. If you looked at the map, you see that this is an enormous, like, continent-sized forest. It's like no joke at all. And based on the foliage you just found, you think you're gonna have to go pretty deep. This is not a short trip. This is an adventure you're now on.
Right.
Vinny keeps leading, but she's noticeably trembling.
Alias just sort of tries to, comfort, put a hand on her shoulder, and give a reassuring squeeze.
She just turns. Vinny just turns around with tears in her eyes, like, "Yeah."
Listen, we're going to be able to pull this off.
Uh-huh.
I believe in you. All right?
Oh. Okay.
I'm sure your fathers do too.
Okay.
All right. So you guys plunge into the forest. It's not as moist as the other side because when you came in, you were on. Nice. You guys were on the sinking side previously, so that was like pre-swamp style. This is drier, but also denser. So it's gonna be like a real pain in the ass to get through. Like even if you were going as the crow flies, this would be a bit of a journey. Like with all of the obstacles, it's gonna be unpleasant. And also you're going in the direction of the gathering storm, which we've discussed previously. Is something you can kind of hear, but hasn't like directly rained on you yet, but it's in that direction.
No. Finally getting away from all the water, and there's gonna be more water.
Hopefully it's not seawater, but the storm does not look much more pleasant.
I just don't like being wet.
I find that odd for, even the plant side of you, but...
Like, dampened, yes, but not, like, fully moist.
It's a word I've heard some people say is unpleasant to hear, but I don't see what the problem is with it.
Really? Nothing, Leon? A little disappointed. Yeah, you just let that one slide.
I had lined it up and everything.
Okay, so whenever there is something to be noticed, I give it to Drop because he's the only one of you who has wisdom worth a damn, and that's the stat that governs perception, aka noticing things. So unless there's a major shakeup on that front, Drop is going to be the first to notice everything.
I've noticed a few things before.
Yeah. You're the party's official noticer. You noticed that Vinny's hair, like her leaves and whatnot, which had been previously pretty roughed up, and like as early as this morning, like you remember getting off the boat and stuff, they still look like that. You see her now, and they are like basically as perfect as the day you met her.
Okay. So when you say messed up, you mean, I'm assuming after we had our encounter in the ocean and her leaves were getting all gross?
Yeah, they were like gross. She felt sick. They appeared to be like burned around the edges a little bit.
Yeah. So she's looking better?
She looks perfectly fine.
All right.
But she did not like a couple hours ago.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and say something then about it. I'm going to say, Vinny, try not to take this the wrong way, but you looked like trash this morning.
What?
And you look great now. Are you feeling all right?
I've never felt better.
She says through tear-stained face.
Yep, exactly.
Does that strike you as normal?
Should this strike me as normal?
Why don't you make a check of some sort?
Could I make a medicine check? Would that be something I'd be capable of doing?
Sure.
All right.
Would that be a history?
I think that would be a nature. You're a plant lady.
Okay, so that's 17 on a medicine check right there.
I mean, with your knowledge of like first aid and stuff, you definitely know looking at her that this is not natural. Like she doesn't just have a great immune system. You think like there was an outside force that acted upon her. Definitely.
I rolled a 3 for nature.
Botch. You got a 1, so nothing else matters. Now you feel super good, and you think Drop is just being weird. You don't like the way he's looking at you. He's creeping you out now. You're like, dude, this guy is cut like diamonds, and I'm into that, but also he needs to get out of my zone.
Yeah, basically.
Like, look, don't touch, or like, don't touch now.
Oh my.
What's with your face, dude?
Look, I just think maybe it's a little suspicious that you're kind of looking unnaturally well at the moment, as we are just about to go into a forest in which apparently something suspicious with the plant life is going on.
For the record, you guys are all trudging through the forest. I'm literally using this conversation to keep from describing you guys walking. So,
I mean, yeah, I don't know. It might be weird, but listen, I'm a plant. I'm a magic plant person, and we're going into a magic forest. I can't be that weird.
All I'm saying is, if the dead guy was killed, say, by a plant because something happened to plant, and then plant got murderous, and you're part plant, then
Well,
maybe it's a bad idea.
so I guess we wouldn't be able to know if Vinny looked better after she was, like, touching the tree.
Violet,
Yes.
can you roll me something?
What would you like me to roll?
How about just perception?
Perception.
Oh yeah, you're not good at that. Oops.
Yeah, well, I'm doing it anyway.
Yeah, cool.
'Tis Leon, don't take no shit.
Plus or minus, so it's just an 8.
An 8?
Yep, it sure is.
Yeah, that's below average. You think that you noticed they were still messed up before you guys went out to the party, and you didn't really look at her after.
Okay, well, Vinny doesn't know that, though. So Vinny's gonna say, well, maybe touching my tree, like, healed me, or some shit.
I'm just saying I'm not optimistic.
I'm just saying, I don't like the look on your face right now.
Doesn't really come as a surprise to anyone.
I was going to say, you and Optimism do not seem to be bedfellows, as it were.
That doesn't make me wrong.
No, I'm not saying that either. I do concede that it's suspicious, but I don't have any information on what this could mean. I mean, Job certainly doesn't write much about what happens if your half-dryad friend suddenly looks better than she did a few days ago. So
That's chapter 8.
Even a few hours ago.
Can I get wisdom saving throws from everybody?
Sweet.
Oh, fuck. I rolled a 5.
I crit it.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Vinny's like, I just don't like your face. And Violet looks over because that's where the conversation's happening. And with her crit, she notices that Vinny is literally seconds from stepping into a bear trap.
Vinny, you're literally seconds before stepping into a bear trap.
I like go into a dead stop.
Good. It is good that I am suddenly wise.
Oh, Violet, you're so smart and beautiful.
Fuck yeah, unicorn power.
Yeah, unicorn power.
And Perkins, you beautiful sunfish. Yeah, fuck, I'm mad that you crit that. I wanted somebody to step on it.
Oh,
Shit.
well.
That's so mean.
It's the way. That's what happens when. Never mind.
I know, I'm being a jerk.
You are.
All right, so trap avoided.
Let's everyone walk around the trap, and then we can continue on.
But what if there's more traps?
Then I will. I don't know. Look, let's just go through life one trap at a time.
I mean, you guys are aware that there are bear traps in the forest now, so you're looking, I assume, around the ground. So
Sure.
if I throw any more at you, you'll get advantage because
Okay.
you're alerted.
Yay.
Vinny's suspicious now and wants to know what the fuck's going on. So can I roll investigation?
On.
Oh, not investigation. I guess perception. Just to see if I notice anything else weird.
Sure.
I rolled a 4.
I don't know how to make this any worse for you. You're already doing a fucking trail of tears through a shitty forest to find your very endangered dad. Like, how do I pile more misery on you?
I try to look for stuff and all I see is trees.
Mud falls on her head.
This is not her day.
No, you notice you begin to hear the sound of rain in the distance.
Oh, no.
Your shitty score has worsened the weather. Congratulations. Anybody else want to try me? Want to take a spin on this wheel?
You're so combative today.
Not yet.
I'm just fucking with you. All right, so you guys continue on your journey.
One of the things that Alias is doing is, it sounds like he's muttering or mumbling something under his breath as he's looking around the forest as the crew is walking along, and it's at least audible to most, if not everyone, in the party as he's talking to himself, saying things like, "Okay, let's see if that's different from last time. Maybe that's not. That looks roughly the same." And then he reaches for one of his books and starts writing little notes here and there as they're walking.
Vinny is softly singing to herself. The trees are alive with the sound of murder. Killing dudes like they've never killed before. Still crying.
God, I want to stab something so bad. God. Austin, can you create something for Violet to stab, please?
I'm trying to get you guys the action, but you gotta take the initiative to get through these travel scenes.
She's walking forward. That is literally all she is doing, which is fine. Which is fine. We're doing what we're supposed to do, and we are progressing.
Yeah, I'm just being explicit with you that the structure of this is every time creativity is going to get you more than just going with it. I think during a previous scene when you guys were swimming away from a monster, Violet's repeated attempts was just to swim more, while the things that saved lives were like the mushroom and the phase step. And like I just want to be explicit about this gameplay style is just being like, no, I'm just gonna not is going to not help.
Okay.
Basically.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and roll perception that as we go on through the forest, you know, because I'm alert. Drop is a little alerted at this point in time. He's suspicious of Lavinia looking so nice. He's suspicious of
So rude.
He's suspicious of the state of the plants at this point in time.
Uh-huh.
He's just so I'm gonna roll a perception check here and see if maybe I can check and see if there's anything else that's even more suspicious. 19.
Oh, 19. Yeah, it's really good. As you guys are trudging through the forest, Vinny singing softly, Alias muttering softly, Violet looking like she just really wants to stab. Like I don't know how that looks visually, but you look at her and you're like, yep, that's a stab happy horse. You notice a vine moving above you in like an unnatural way. You're the only one who catches it, but you see it like as if it's like moving down. And vines aren't supposed to do that. What are you doing, Vine?
All
You
right.
stop that.
Okay, so keeping my eye on the vine, I'm going to point upwards and just say, everybody, am I the only one this is very irregular. Vines are not supposed to move.
Oh gosh, my magic is too strong. I sang it into being real.
I don't think it works like that.
Oh.
Are you guys stopping and looking up at it and pointing and talking?
Yeah. Violet wants to stop and look up.
Okay, it stops.
It knows. It saw us.
It saw us see it?
Yeah. It stopped moving when we all noticed. Like when someone's sneaking on you, and then you turn around and they're like, "Oh."
Drop's gonna do a silly thing where he's gonna kind of like hop forward a few steps,
Mm-hmm.
and then hop backward a few steps,
Yeah.
and just kind of like move around a little bit in a slightly exaggerated way while looking up at this vine. Does it respond?
A? No. B, can I get some wisdom saving throws?
All of us?
Oh.
All of you.
All right.
The whole gang.
You got it.
Okay, fine.
The whole cool in the gang.
21.
7.
I rolled a 10.
7.
Oof. Oofa doofa. Everyone did pretty bad except for Drop, who does really well. While you're moving around and such, you hear just the tiniest, most petite branch snap from behind you, Drop.
Okay. Whip round. Look where it's from.
Yeah, you see behind the party, there are several vines, which are really low for vines. They're like above your heads now. And when you turn around, they aren't moving. But you just walked through there. They weren't there. That's weird.
Okay, look.
Oh.
Look. Do you see? Do you see? Everybody, do you see?
I see. Explain to me how the talking to plants works again. I touch them and I can like talk to them.
Yep. When you touch a plant, you can communicate with it in just the simplest fashion.
Might not want to touch it, though.
Should I touch it, guys?
Oh, no, definitely not. No. Let's run really fast, right now.
Those vines, I feel like those vines would probably catch us. They're right there already. They snuck. They got us good.
I feel like I could get away, but okay.
Austin, I'm gonna very, very nonchalantly draw my weapon.
Mm-hmm.
As though, like, not that big a deal, just checking out my sword.
Yeah, the chalant status of that, not very.
How many vines are there?
4 behind you, where you're all looking now, and there was 1 the other way you were looking.
Look, there's 4 of the
Okay.
vines that were behind us. There's 4 of us. Do the math.
Well, we could run, or I could totally destroy them all.
I'm gonna touch it.
Oh my god.
Elias is drawing out his scimitar as she reaches to touch.
Okay, touchy.
Violet gets into like angry pose, and that's it.
Everyone draws their weapons. Violet looks grumpy.
Yeah.
I like it. Vinny gets up on her tiptoes, reaches out, and just lightly touches one of the vines with the tips of her fingers and opens up a magical mental connection with it. Usually when you've talked to plants before, the way they've communicated is really simple, like yes or no, usually, maybe a direction, east, west, north, sometimes just feelings like warmth or sadness. When you touch this plant, your mind is filled with blood-curdling screaming, as if someone is being torn limb from limb forever.
I'm gonna like when you touch a hot stove. That's what I do, and I go ah.
I'm familiar with the concept. The vine jumps back too, as if you were the hot stove to it. And then I guess they're covered blown. All the vines start retreat. The 4 vines in front of you start retracting up into the canopy above you.
Violet says, "You better run.
Hey, wait!
They disappear into the trees above you.
We won."
That was unpleasant.
What did it say to you?
There's just a lot of screaming. Like, just a lot of screaming. Oh, so much screaming.
Would you say it was more an or like an or even
None of those. You're terrible. You're terrible at screaming.
Let's go. Let's keep going instead of standing here.
Okay. One of us should keep an eye on the canopy.
Someone
please?
can like look around as we're going.
Somebody taller, perhaps?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you guys are aware of a threat from above, so you're aware of it now. You'll get advantage if someone tries to sneak on you from that direction again.
Okay.
all right.
Okay, Vinny's gonna keep leading, but she has the most squinty, suspicious look on her face. She's just like scanning the whole forest.
Cool. Anybody want to say or do anything as you guys return to your death march?
Drop's glum face suddenly gets a small, like, smug sub-expression of "I told you so."
With just a hint? Just a soupçon?
Just a dash.
A dash.
Just a
Just a
dash.
pinch. Just a pinch of "I told you so."
Damn, I was right. Leah stops taking notes for the time being, and the canopy above, the trees above, are the branches densely packed, or is it possible to traverse through them easily, or are they sparse enough where it really isn't practical to go up into the trees and move about along the branches?
Oh, you could definitely move from branch to branch. It's a very dense, large, crazy forest. I don't know if you guys are picturing this the same way I am, but just like Bob Ross went ham on this motherfucker.
Lots of happy accidents, as it were. So,
Yeah.
well, maybe not so happy accidents given the situation, but
This is nega Bob Ross's work. I know it anywhere.
Nigger
Anti-Ross.
has been all over the place here. So,
What are we
we're talking about trees here, and Elias ponders and then suggests, "Drop, would it be? I'm not sure how much better visibility we would get. But I'm curious as to what would happen if we were to go up into the trees themselves."
Guys, I don't know if splitting us up is a good idea.
Scooby-Doo it. Don't Scooby-Doo it.
Violet looks down at her hooves.
We wouldn't be leaving the rest of you. We'd be keeping in pace, but just simply from a different perspective.
But I'm just saying, it seems kind of dangerous. Violet is a horse. I am small. We can't reach the trees if something happens up there.
I understand that. However, if any of us were to go up there, it'd be simply a matter of falling to rejoin everyone down here.
I'm good at falling.
Oh my gosh. What if the vines grab you?
What if the vines take us to where they might be holding other people?
Oh my god, just do it. God.
Violet! Do it!
Elias sort of reaches into his side bag, pulls out something in his hand, and then proceeds to say, "I won't be far,"
Oh my
before he uses face step to transport himself up onto one of the branches.
Yeah, paint me a word picture of this.
Elias sort of looks up at one of the nearby branches that's within, several yards of where he is, sort of crouches down and jumps. As he leaps, a silvery mist surrounds him, and he disappears from the sight of everyone else in the area. There's a rush of colors and such, and a hazy mist showing a forest similar to the one he is currently in, but with trees that are perhaps lusher, more vibrant, and more foreign than anything the others other than Violet would know of. While he sees this faint visage of the Feywild around him, he brings back his hand and, as if flinging a dagger off into the distance, throws the piece of paper in his hand out into effectively the hazy vision of the Feywild before what seems to be a brief glimpse of home collapses back to the dreary surroundings of the forest, with Elias clutching onto a branch that he appeared just above in order to prevent himself from falling to the ground.
Drop declares, does anyone else taste copper coins?
Now, I know what's on that paper. You ran this by me before we started. Do you want to let the audience know, or is this a mystery?
I can reveal part of it if you want me to, at least.
Sure.
Basically, as the piece of paper flies out into what is a forest within the Feywild, probably within several miles of Mithrandain, it floats to the ground, and on the front of the letter, it is simply written Derta and Saldiel Valamin Mithrandain Grand Library on the outside of it. And that's all.
Which are the names of your parents?
Yes, that would be the names of Elisa's mother and father, and the library that he worked at that his father runs back in Mithrandain. And it is folded in such a way that makes it appear like it is obviously a letter of some sort. So he threw a letter to his parents into a random spot of forest in the Feywild in the middle of his face step before landing on the tree branch that he's on.
Y'all, this motherfucker's thinking with portals.
When he does the thing, Vinny's gonna say, "Oh my god, he did that spooky shit again."
So fucking spooky.
I'd like to say that at this point, Violet starts doing dressage for no reason, except perhaps to cheer Vinny up. And since that's a sport, I would like to say that that's an athletics check.
Yeah, absolutely. Leon's trying to make his own fun because he doesn't like role playing.
Yeah, 13. Pretty solid.
Yeah, you do a passable dressage routine.
Nice.
I don't know how much Lavinia knows about the king's sport.
Still, I mean, it's always good.
It's horse dancing.
No one does not like it.
A bad dressage routine is still a good time.
Yeah. So, and this one's like an above average, like competitive level, but not quite, all tens.
Canadian Football League, not NFL.
Okay, fair enough.
Right. There's more kicking involved, so it's appropriate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vinny kind of stops crying.
Aw.
Yeah.
Does like a little clap.
All right.
For someone who doesn't want to learn the rules, Leon is very fixated on combat.
Elias gets his balance in the tree branch and just yells down to Vinny. It's like, it's okay. I'm safe up here for now. I'll be staying nearby.
Yeah, for now.
As you guys continue on in the direction you were going, Alias, from your treetop perch, Alias, you notice something a little bit out of your path, something perhaps the party would not have run across if you hadn't done what you had done. It looks to be like a human figure fallen behind some trees that the party would not have seen on their current path, but you do see them.
He's on the ground, but just not directly on the path that everyone else is walking on.
Yes, exactly.
Does he appear similarly dressed to the other deputy that we found near the village?
Yes, it appears to be someone from the village as well.
Elias does call down to Vinny and others. It's like, hey everyone, it looks like there's another deputy nearby.
Oh, Vinny's gonna run over to. Well, wait, where?
Elias sort of verbally describes the location of the deputy relative to the group.
Yeah.
Vinny runs over there.
All right, what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna follow a little more cautiously.
I'm done dancing.
It's the important thing.
I mean, do I need to roll like a medicine check, or can I see if he's dead or not already?
I mean, you can check if he's dead. If you want to know more, you'll need a medicine check.
Is he dead?
You go over to where Elias told you the figure was. You walk around behind some trees and you see a figure face down on the ground. And as you walk over and kneel beside them, You can't see any obvious wounds. They're face down. You put a hand on them to like flip them over, and as you do, there's a sudden and startling buzzing noise as you roll the body over, and an enormous cloud of bees just fucking bursts out of the mouth, nose, eyes, and ears of this figure.
Mm.
Vinny.
Yeah.
Vinny.
Yeah.
Dexterity saving throw to leap out of the way of these motherfucking bees.
Oh gosh. Oh my
This,
God.
this is totally not nightmare fuel, by the way. I realized that.
Right. I rolled a 13.
Yeah. I'm going to say you take, why don't you roll me a d4 and take that many sting damage as you, like, Dark Souls roll away from a cloud of, like, very angry bees.
I did 3.
Yeah, so you get stung up a bit. Not the worst it could have been.
Okay. Yeah. I still got 13 hit points.
They follow for a little bit and then just kind of go back to whatever they were doing. But you did see it's a humanoid figure. He's dressed in deputy gear from your village. You know him. His name was Jeff. He was okay.
No, Jeff.
Here lies Jeff. He was okay.
I'm
Just okay, though. Not great.
Here lies Jeff. Nobody had a problem with him.
I mean, it's not a huge loss.
gonna be honest. He was in the top 5 Jeffs in the village.
Oh, jeez.
Big Jeff was like cooler. Little Jeff was smarter. This guy is like a mediocre ass Jeff.
Oh no, mediocre Jeff.
He didn't have anything particularly redeeming or negative about him,
But he didn't deserve that.
and now he never had a chance at either.
I don't have strong feelings about Jeff. One way or the other. I'm ambivalent about dead Jeff. Yeah, but he's stone dead as fuck.
Oh, guys, I really want to check out that body, but I don't want to get beat again.
Just from a safe distance, Austin, how long does it look like the body's been out there?
What's weird is, from all outward appearances, like, you didn't notice any wounds or anything on this person until the bee incident. Like, it looks like, as far as you're concerned, this person just dropped dead face down on the ground, and then bees made a home. They made a honeycomb in his noggin.
Right, but he's not looking like desiccated or, bloated or corpsey. He's just looking kind of napping with bees.
Like he was full of bees.
Exactly, everything you just said.
Okay.
From what you can see.
Yeah, we should keep going, but there is some real spooky shit going on.
You can say that again. You don't have to. I'm just saying you could, if you wanted to.
Thanks.
I did already say it.
All right, I'm going to need an action or a conversation to advance this party.
That's a good point.
Can I roll history to see if Vinny remembers anything specific about weirdness?
Yeah, give me a specific about weirdness check.
Well, no!
What does that mean?
I know what I'm talking about! Shut up!
What's your specific about weirdness modifier?
You're such a dick.
I'm kidding, roll me.
I will.
You won't.
I rolled a 13.
That's pretty good.
A lot of 13s today.
Vinny, it seems like you just remembered something specific about weirdness.
I think you did remember something specific about weirdness.
You know that's the title now, right?
Yeah, obvious. Obvious. So you mostly spend a lot of your time in the village. People don't really go deep into this forest for a bunch of reasons. There's no reason to. It's shitty. There are other Kenku settlements in here. Some of those guys are jerks. So you're not like super familiar. I would say on a scale of 1 to 20, you're about 13 familiar. Just to throw a number out there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not for any specific reason. But you do think that like this is a place where like there's a hunting party who like frequents these lands. Like this is like Steve's area, you know? Like this is where he is. Like if you came here, he would be here, like hunting or like whatever.
Like we would see him, we would have run across him by now.
Yeah, like it's weird that Steve's not in this area.
Oh, guys, it's really weird that Steve's not here.
So specific about weirdness is you haven't run across anybody else. Like your village is not the only village in this an enormous motherfucking forest. But like everyone else seems to be gone. and you guys are making some good progress toward the area where you think these plants are grown, but you also think that maybe the glitter gold situation, whatever they have out here, is also in this direction.
I'm gonna relay all that to everyone.
Is there still are there still indications of blood? Like the guy who came to the village and then died rather spontaneously. You said that there was a blood trail. Is it still kicking around?
I would need a survival.
Can we all roll it?
Yeah, if the whole team does, then I'll just take the average of everyone's rolls.
12.
15.
8.
I rolled a 9.
Still above average overall.
Yeah, above average overall. You look around, it's very, very hard to find just blood in a forest, but I'm going to say you do find what seems to be some pretty fresh markings, like some drags, some steps, like stuff has been happening here pretty recently.
Right. But not I don't know, fresh giant pools of liters of blood that were just sort of like freshly dumped on the ground.
Correct.
Okay.
What you just said.
Okay, so have we walked by other areas where I might have known of villages, or I might have come across villages in the past as we were walking towards this location of where the trees are?
Not any permanent settlements. They usually by water sources like rivers and stuff, because that's how life works. Right. But like I said, like you guys have gone through some like hunting grounds that you like usually people are in.
Right.
So yeah, you haven't missed any villages, but there is a conspicuous lack of people, and there are like signs of activity, but no immediate signs of violence besides Jeff.
Well, would I have normally have seen like just like animals, like squirrels and shit running around?
Yes, absolutely.
And do I now?
Nah, dog.
Yeah. So the forest is suspiciously dead in many ways, except for the plants.
Except for the parts that aren't supposed to be alive.
Everything's dead except for the things that aren't.
Mm-hmm.
This is good to note.
Yeah.
Okay, Vinny's gonna like think about all this, process it, and she's gonna try to talk to one of just the regular trees.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna rub up on a tree.
You just put your hand out against a tree that doesn't seem to be having any like weird afflictions or suspicious behavior, and you establish a connection. Like you feel as if you are now in communion with the tree. It does not break the ice.
Tree's like, oh shit, buddy, what's up?
Alright. Do you know what's been happening here?
The tree transmits fear.
Okay, you're scared. Is there anything else you can convey to me, tree?
The tree conveys the direction you are moving, and then transmits fear again.
So the scary stuff is over there.
The tree transmits yes.
Cool. Thanks, buddy. We're working on it.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so I'm gonna tell everyone.
Yep.
I told you guys.
Suspicions confirmed.
Okay, so clearly there's some kind of weird dark tree magic happening.
It's the worst kind.
I know, but that's where Dad is.
All right.
So let's keep going, guys.
Okay.
All right, so you guys keep going. Anything you guys want to do?
I could dance more, but nah.
You could. I'm gonna start imposing like exhaustion penalties on Violet, who's been a fucking maniac in the flash dance sense all day.
Okay.
Just more dance routines.
All right.
Alias is moving through the branches, trying to keep an eye out for things, keeping that scimitar out. Acting as sort of an improvised machete of sorts to clear any particularly dense branches or sets of vines that are keeping him from advancing on the branches. He's good enough at balancing up there at the very least, but he's also trying to keep an eye out in case he's noticing either other vines like the ones they saw earlier or bodies that were pulled up into the trees, as he suspects some might have been at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Can I roll nature to see if I notice any plants that would not normally be there?
To notice would be perception.
Well, I'm gonna roll perception, I guess. Let's see if I perceive. I rolled a 2. I do not.
I can't think of any other ways to punish you.
Then don't. It's okay. We're cool.
No, actually, you've reached the edge of this. You've begun entering the area where it is storming, so you're starting to feel light raindrops. It's not like a monsoon, but it's like you're now being rained on.
Why?
I mean, you guys were walking towards the storm, so I'm not like being a total dick about this. It just so happens every time
Right.
she
No, I
fails
know.
a check, you guys.
It gets more stormy.
Yeah.
So Violet,
Yo,
you're a unicorn.
sure am. I am a unicorn.
Can you, like,
Hmm.
you're like the best thing happening in my life right now.
Thanks.
So can you just talk to me about, like, what's it like being a unicorn?
Well, I have no frame of reference since I've only been one, but I would have to say that on a scale of 1 to 10, it is a rainbow.
Oh my god.
You know what, Leon?
Yo.
Dexterity saving throws for everybody.
It's fine.
Shit.
I don't care.
That's not a joke.
Ooh, 7.
Ooh, 6.
Oh, all of us? I thought it was just for me.
I like where this is going.
Mm-hmm.
17.
I rolled a 13.
At the risk of playing your character, Leon, I know you got a
Mhm.
17, but you probably
Yeah.
should try to remember that you do get advantage on dexterity checks,
I guess I could try it again.
on dexterity saving throws.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's written on your sheet.
Is it?
Barbarian feature.
I don't see. Oh, wait. It's down here.
Leon, you're killing me. It says danger sense, advantage on...
Oh, danger sense. It's at the very bottom. Yeah, sorry.
That is the order things get added to the sheet. Anyway.
Look, I got a 17, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you crushed it.
Yeah.
As you guys are walking and being really yourselves,
Hmm.
there comes from out the darkness to your left and right the whistling sound of something flying through the air. Violet, with her honed barbarian senses, jumps out of the way. Vinny, I think just through sheer luck and no, you know what? Through shortness.
Oh.
No, you're just too short. You feel something whiz over your head. Alias and Drop are not so lucky. I need you guys to roll d4s for me as you are struck by sharp splinters, about the size, I would say, of arms. About the size of human arms.
Okay.
All right.
You both got ones. Very lucky. Yeah, they just kind of
Well, this is certainly familiar.
yeah, they reflect off of your armor, which functions about as well as it possibly could, and you guys are basically unscathed.
So, but we take the damage, right?
Yeah, you guys both take 1 damage.
You know, I get made fun of a lot for being short,
Hmm.
but who's laughing now?
I don't think you should be.
I mean, I'm not. It's an expression. It's okay.
Drop isn't wearing armor, I forgot, so I guess it deflects off of his wisdom.
I thought you were gonna say his rock hard abs.
No. It deflects off of his chest. You know.
Yeah.
I just happened to be flexing at the time.
Right.
Always be flexing. ABF.
And more importantly, when a close-up shot of it happens in slow motion, his shirt is missing for some reason. But, you know, that's just because of dodgy editing afterwards, you know,
Mm-hmm.
for the direct-to-video release.
That was I think a third take that we did that didn't make it into the
Yes.
final cut, but somebody cannibalized the footage.
Yeah.
Alias is going to say down to Drop, these things are familiar at least.
Are you guys okay?
Oh, yeah. Just fine.
My feelings are kind of hurt.
Oh.
Drop. Did your chiseled bod get hurt?
Yeah, is it okay?
Only a little.
I like looking at it.
But shouldn't we be more concerned with the fact that something just hurled those at us?
Yes.
True. Just distracted by the apps.
And likely, whoever did that also did it to the person we found. Let's see, which direction did it come from? It actually says out loud. It's easy to infer what the direction was that those things came from.
I think you said it was from the left and the right?
Yeah.
You guys are traveling east, so that would be north and south are the directions it came from.
Okay.
Oh.
Left and right.
Lee just sort of says down to Drop. Drop, left or right?
Both?
No, left or right. Which way are we going to go?
Oh!
Guys, I don't know if we should go off course. The tree said that the danger is the way we are going. I speak for the trees. I could not do it.
Dear Lord.
You know, some days I'm actually kind of glad that my family can't see me now.
Oh.
That, like, plus we could get lost.
Okay.
Also bees! There could be more bees!
I'm aware of those things, but I was hoping to understand what was it that was launching those things. But
She might be right. Maybe they were just trying to distract us or discourage us for whatever it is that we've been traveling towards all this time. In which case, we should probably press on.
fine.
Cool.
All right, so you guys press on.
I guess, yeah.
Pressin'.
All right. Any actions, conversations, tactics, thoughts, feelings, emotions, smells, tastes that you want to impart to me?
Alias being progressively more distressed as vines and other plant things get caught on his clothes is sort of like progressively make him look even worse. Because he also has dried mud on his body from when he fell in the mud earlier on, so he looks like terrible, and he's a little distressed at just being as messy as he is right now, since he's a city boy effectively out in the forest.
So prissy.
Drop's feelings are hurt that as the most dexterous person in the party, he did so badly. He's pretty discouraged.
Alias is also I think the second most dexterous person in the party, and that gives him a sad face to think about how he didn't avoid getting hit. But that's lesser of a concern for him than really, really dirty clothes.
Our two sexy Dodge boys got hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alias sort of must. I wish I knew prestidigitation right now. It'd be nice to have. He just sort of mutters those sort of things under his breath as he carves his way through the branches that he's climbing across.
I miss Ziggy.
Aw. As you guys are making progress with renewed haste, first of all, you're hearing sounds from the left and right now. Like before, if they were there, you didn't hear them. Now you are. There's like low crunching, far away, multiple sources, you think. But now you're beginning to see on the ground ahead of you patches of the flower that you've been looking for. It's like a yellow flower, maybe like a sunflower, but like a fantasy version. So I don't know what that looks like. Like a big pimp, beautiful flower, and they come up in bunches, and you're getting close. You're there. Like, this is it.
Guys, I think we're basically here almost. And I think whoever is trying to stop us from coming here, we are really getting their goat right now.
You hear from the distance, "Give me back that goat!"
No, my goat!
Getting there. What is that expression even supposed to mean, Vinny?
You can't just get people's goats. You gotta ask first.
Wait, I might not be. What are goats again? I've been told of them. I've never seen any of them yet around here, I don't think.
Trust me, you'll know when you see a goat.
I've just decided that was not an out of character joke. From ahead of you, you definitely heard someone yell, "Give me back that goat!" And it's a loud, boisterous, playful voice that Vinny recognizes.
Who is it? Tell me, do I have to roll something?
So here's the thing about Kenku, which we haven't discussed. They have absolute perfect control over their voice. They can mimic any sound they've heard. Lavinia got her passion for singing from Mayor Moreno, but since Kenku can copy stuff, you've heard Sheriff K make all kinds of delightful noises over the year, and one of his favorite is that loud, boisterous, mocking voice he takes on when he's basically trolling Vinny for funsies. It's his dad joke voice.
Yeah. But didn't you say other Kenku live here?
Yeah, this is a forest dominated by Kenku.
Apparently goat thieving Kenku.
Well, Vinny's smart, but she's ditzy, so she's gonna just hear her dad's voice and just fucking book it in the direction of the voice.
Mm-hmm.
And Elias just tries to follow close behind as well.
Yeah, Drop is trying to keep up.
It's probably not hard. I have really short legs.
Yeah. Violet?
Yo.
I love you, Leon. Are you doing the same?
I guess.
I'm going to take that as a yes, although it didn't sound like that's what you wanted to do. All right. So you guys all charge ahead, completely oblivious to any danger. I'm going to need dexterity saving throws from everybody.
Booyah.
I rolled a 16.
15 that time. A bit better.
21. That's more like it.
3.
Botch.
What did I do?
You botched?
Where?
What do you mean where? Right there.
Oh, it didn't get... I'm sorry.
You get advantage, Leon.
12. That's good.
Yeah, that's fine. So once again, hails of splinters come from the left and the right, but this time you guys, in your mad dash to keep up with Lavinia, who is running like a woman possessed, you basically outrun them. Like they shoot from behind you. It's not just four, like one for each of you. It's like a flurry, like a hail of them. But you guys just fucking fly through it like it's a Indiana Jones hallway of like arrows. But you're Sonic the Hedgehogging through.
Vinny, while she's running, is gonna put both middle fingers up in the air.
The double bird, classic. So you guys outrun the hail, and going towards the sound of the voice, you see up ahead there's a pretty thick tree line, but Lavinia just crashes through it and finds herself in a clearing, like a glade, completely dominated by these bright yellow flowers. Like the whole ground is covered with them. It's like a stage of yellow flowers. And then you guys crash in behind her. So the Kenku you guys have seen so far have been kind of scrawny. They're a hollow-boned people. No real muscle mass to speak of. The Kenku before you now is surprisingly fit. This isn't a surprise to Lavinia, but the rest of you guys see a red, tall male Kenku who looks to be the strongest one you've seen. He was wearing a shirt. It's now been torn into strips and it appears to be he's been using them for like bandages and tourniquets on various wounds on his arms, legs, shoulders. And he has a quiver like on his back strapped over him. It has no more arrows left in it, but it does have a bunch of those wooden splinters. This Kenku is red and black, cardinal colored, and he looks like a total fucking badass. And when you guys crash into the glade, he turns. I'm trying to think of like the coolest thing a person can say because my mental image of this guy
He's real cool.
is like, yeah, Solid Snake taped to like Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime, but also a bird.
It could be something as simple as it's about time you showed up. Yeah.
Kept me waiting, didn't you?
Yeah, kept you waiting, didn't you?
Yeah.
He points to one of the straps on his head. Infinite ammo.
We're getting real deep in the Metal Gear jokes here. Now he turns and like has a splinter knocked as if to fire, but seeing you, he doesn't let it fly. And then like straightening up, he's like, Lavinia, I thought you had left.
Ah! I'm just gonna run and hug him. I'm gonna glomp him.
Yeah, he sweeps you off your feet effortlessly.
Dad, are you okay?
Of course. You think a couple of tree men are gonna stop me?
What the fuck? Tree men?
He puts you down and knocks a giant splinter, and he says, yes, they've taken out all of the gnomes that we were escorting.
Gnomes? Dad, are you working for Glitter Gold?
Well, I mean, the village has fallen on hard times. They needed somebody to escort them, and, couldn't say no. People are starving.
Oh, shit.
As you guys are having this conversation, a humanoid figure made of twisted branches, covered in just like ragged leaves, and with fingers made from sharpened splinters, lumbers into the clearing.
Is that one of the tree men?
I'm gonna guess it's a man in a tree.
He laughs heartily and lets the bolt fly, and it hits the tree man square in the face, and the top of him is exploded.
Oh,
He
shit!
blows its head clean off.
At this point, Alias sort of jumps down from the branches he's on to land somewhere nearby. Hopefully does so without landing on his face.
Yep. He says, there's a lot more where that came from. I see your friends brought weapons. You'll have to introduce me. Both to the weapons and your friends. I'm interested in both.
Well, this is Violet. She's a unicorn.
Hi, I am Violet Skittles Unicorn.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you over the thunder. There was a loud peal of thunder when you said the rest of your name. All I caught was Violet. That's fine.
Skittles Unicorn.
Nope, there's more thunder.
No.
It's a very intrusive thunder.
This is Drop. He's ripped.
Hi.
And this is Alias. You know Alias.
Yes, of course. Last time I saw you, you were wearing more clothes, but
I almost didn't recognize you, Elf. You're even skinnier. Are you shrinking? What's going on with you?
food has been a luxury over the past several days.
He fires another arrow, it looks like he's going to shoot Alias in the face, but it whizzes over his shoulder and into the woods, and you hear something collapse out there. You presume he shot something, but he's much better than you guys.
That's my papa.
Elias just sort of like hears that happen and then just gives Sheriff K the old thumbs up. It's like, nice shot. With that being said, we were worried about you, given what one of the deputies said.
Also, he died.
Yes. Well, there's that too.
And also mediocre Jeff.
Oh, fuck, not Jeff. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. Do you know what's up with the bees, Dad? 'Cause, like...
Mediocre Jeff was my favorite Jeff. I'll be honest. It's not a popular opinion, but I really liked mediocre Jeff.
The bees, Dad, the bees.
Dad, the bees.
Bees.
The bees.
Gotta get the bees.
Yeah, 'cause they flew up my fucking face.
He says, I've been a little preoccupied to worry myself about the current bee crisis.
No,
I know honey prices are skyrocketing, but that doesn't feel
stop
like
being so dad.
It's not the time or the place, Lavinia.
Dad, he was full of bees. His dead body, mediocre Jeff, was full of bees. Tell us what's going on.
I'll tell you everything I know on the next episode of Dice Funk.
Yep.
Did he look into the camera while he said that?
And winked.
He went to turn to look into the camera, but then like 6 more of the tree men crashed into the glade, and he looked at them instead.
Oh.
Aw, shit.
As always, our theme song is Thunderstruck, an overclocked remix arrangement of Windmill Hut from The Legend of Zelda. Executive producers for July 2016 are Joseph Timbrello, Kirsten Haslinger, Ingmar Gremmen, The Cult of Gorfanax, Finch de Jong, King Waza, Allison Ansell, Luke Powers, Tarka, Michael Goodell, Wayne Witzke, Brent, Jason, Silken Guns, Matthew Weber, Emmanuel Garcia, Sarah Hanley, Neil, Melissa Booker, Keith Snyder, Cameron Abbas, Ariel Badger Release, Zenith Will Rule, Exley, Gary Sion, Dash Sean the Rage Monster, Carl, Harrison Andrew, Jade, Paul M., Jorrit, Figure Arnston, Anna Stuhlfarer, Dylan, Giorgio Renna, Christopher Charlo, Cody Jackson, August Rue, and Taylor Hoyt. If you want to support the show directly, you can find me at patreon.com/Austin Yorsky. You can find Leon at patreon.com/RenegadeCut. And you can find a link to Lauren's Etsy shop on her Twitter account. You can also help us out just by reviewing us on iTunes, subscribing to us on Podbean or YouTube, or leaving a comment wherever you listen to the show.